Today we're going to be talking about a potential upcoming CS2 operation, what it would mean for the markets, and how to prepare for it. Sorry, there's no April Fool's video today. There's no April Fool's jokes. I'm not 12 years old, and CS2 investing is no laughing matter. So we're getting down and dirty. We're getting serious today. Another day, another video, where, again, you can see from this graphic here that CS Money posted. This is from March 23rd, so this is even like a week ago that they said the delays between CSGO and CS2 operations, that this break we've seen right now after Operation Riptide has already been the biggest break we've ever seen, already over 760 days. So many people are expecting and have been expecting a new operation is around the corner for like months and months and months now. Who knows when it's going to happen, but when it does happen, you're going to want to be ready. You're going to want to be prepared. So that's what we're hopefully going to be doing in this video today, priming you guys for what could and what might happen. Of course, first, let me plug my cash trading business. If you are looking to turn any of your CS2 items into cold hard cash or crypto or any other payment method that you are looking for, definitely hit me up over on Twitter. You can see here in my inventory, I've been buying all different kinds of stuff like gloves and knives and AKs and Zeus's and M4s and whatever. So if you have something that you're looking to sell, we can probably get a deal done. We can get it done safely, effectively, efficiently. You don't have to worry about anything like that, anything going wrong, anything going bad, whatever. And it's quick. And of course, you're helping support me and my channel and my content. With that being said, let's get right into this. So in this video today, what I wanted to do is take a look at how the market was impacted by the last operation that we saw. This was Operation Riptide. Obviously, this was, I believe, released on September 21st of 2021. Again, that is absolutely insane. It is now April 1st, 2024, the day that I'm recording this video. And I will say, you have to keep in mind that just how the market was impacted and changed by Operation Riptide does not necessarily tell us at all how the market is going to be changed if and when we get a new potential major in CS2. I think we saw with stuff like Paris that the CS markets and the modern CS markets are not what they were even 2 or 3 years ago, but especially not even anywhere similar to what they were previous to that, even further back. And the market can do whatever it wants to do. The amount of players, the amount of investors, the amount of content creators, the amount of views everything gets has drastically changed how all of this stuff is going to go. But again, it's at least one data point that we have to go off of. So I wanted to look back and see how Operation Riptide and the release of it impacted different item classes and different types of items. So first up, I looked at the Operation Broken Fang case, obviously just the previous operation case, or one of the previous operation cases, to see how some discontinued cases were impacted by this. So again, September 21st, we can see this drop off here. So before the operation started, the Operation Broken Fang cases were about 44 cents, and these things dropped to about 32 cents. So again, about a 25% drop, maybe even a little bit more than a 25% drop in price the day that the operation happened. And we can kind of zoom in on it. You can see here what happened. Obviously, as the operation went on, now these cases did climb back up in price, and then after the operation, they absolutely exploded in price. So it's not like these were a bad investment by any means. It's not like Operation Riptide killed Operation Broken Fang cases or anything like that. But we can kind of zoom in here and see that, again, we were 44 cents before. We dropped down to 32 cents, but we were back to 44 cents by November. And this is while Operation Riptide was still going on. So during the length of the operation, which I believe the operation was about 5 months, I think it ended in February, you can see the Operation Broken Fang case already rebounded, but there was a sharp decline the very first day, but there was also multiple opportunities to buy this thing at like 32 or 33 cents throughout the sale. So again, at least for the discontinued cases, that first day the sale happens, or the first day the operation happens, first or second day, we see a sharp drop off, but then prices start to rebound, and even before the operation ends, they already start to rebound, and then eventually these prices did explode. Now, what about other types of cases? We have the Prisma case. Again, same type of thing here. This thing was about 8 cents, and then the day that the sale happened, it dropped to 6 cents, or the day of the operation happened. I keep saying sale because I'm so capsule pilled or whatever. But that first day was not necessarily the cheapest point. As the operation went on, wait a couple days, you could get this thing as cheap as 4 cents. Same thing here. This was back to 8 cents by March, so this did take a little bit longer to fully rebound in price. But then again, after that operation, these did continue to go up, and they were just 12 cents, like a couple weeks later, a couple months later, not even a year later, these cases had gone up 50% in price. So even if you bought Prisma cases the day before the operation started, you were still doing okay. But especially if you waited until the operation started, you ended up doing quite well. This was an okay investment. What about stickers? We have the Battle Scarred Hollow, one of the cooler and better stickers, I do believe, at least personally, from the Operation Broken Fang collection. we can see here that yet again, these stickers were about $4.45, and then they dropped down to $3.48. So again, if you bought like that first, second, third day that operation came out, you could get these at a sharp decline, but this was not the cheapest time to get these. The cheapest time to get these was actually in November, so about a month and a half, 2 months after the operation started, and then after that, they started to rebound and started to climb up, and again, they hit their peak at $4.89, which is actually above where they were at before during the operation. So again, the operation ended February 21st right here, and we can see the prices peak back up. So again, yes, there was a drop off, but as the operation went on, this item did continue to rebound and actually got to higher highs than it was before the operation. But again, if you bought any points during this operation here, you made some very, very nice gains. But again, even if you had it or purchased it before, you still actually were okay. You ended up pretty much in the same place or even a little bit up from there. What about agents? We have Sir Bloody Miami Darryl, obviously a Broken Fang agent. This saw a pretty big drop off. This was $16.77 the day before the operation, and this dropped all the way down to $9.83 like 2 days into the operation, and this actually was the cheapest point for Sir Bloody Miami Darryl, and then it just kind of went up from there. Now again, if you bought at any of these points from like November to, or from September to November, you had some very, very good gains, because you can see as the operation went on, Sir Bloody Miami Darryl just continued to climb and climb and climb, and this is $20, and obviously you know where this thing's at now. It's like $60, $70, $80, $90 at certain points, but $16.77, we saw those prices again in March. So again, a little bit after Operation Riptide ended, these prices were already back to normal. So again, we're seeing for most of these operation items, yes, there is some kind of drop off at the beginning of the operation, but for most of these items and most of the investment quality items and investment grade items, they actually rebound pretty quickly. So yes, buying early on in the operation, buying the dip on some stuff that goes down because of the operation can be a sound strategy, but even if you don't time it up perfectly, even if you miss out on some stuff, don't panic, don't worry, don't sell low, because it seems like, at least for the good items or the items that actually have demand that people actually want, they rebound pretty quickly. So you just don't need to panic. You don't need to get overly emotional. You don't need to be trying to time up this stuff too much, because yes, some of these have some very nice dips, but some of these dips are pretty minimal, and we end up seeing the gains come back pretty quickly for a lot of these items. Now, some items that don't rebound as well, or we don't see do as well, seem to be some kinds of skins. We have the Op Fade in Factory New. Before the sale started, it was $12.69. It dropped all the way down to $9.45 at the first day of the operation, or the second day of the operation. And, you know, it didn't see these $12.65 prices again for quite some time. You know, here we have one day in April where it gets up to $12.29, then it just kind of goes right back down. Now, again, we did end up seeing a big kind of spike back up in 2023, but after these prices went down in 2021, they never really rebounded. So you do have to be careful with some skins. Skins can be very volatile. Skins can be very different. They don't really follow how a lot of the rest of the market goes. And obviously, I wouldn't say skins in general, like the Op Fade, are generally investment grade quality, which is why I'm not really too worried about that. Same thing with the USPS Target Acquired. We see some of the same things here. You can see that this was like $150, $180, $60, $70, whatever, before the operation started. It crashed back down to $127, and it never really saw these 160 levels again. Yeah, kind of here in April again, we hit these 160s a little bit, but again, if you look at this graph, we see this big drop down, and it really doesn't come back until 2023, and then it's just been kind of flat, because again, skins aren't really all that great. Now, you do get some stuff like the blue phosphor. Obviously, the blue phosphor has been a very, very iconic item. That doesn't mean no skins go up in value or appreciate in price or whatever. It doesn't mean no skins can be great, but blue phosphor is one of the best items in the entire game. And we can see here that the blue phosphor on September 21st, it went from about 176 to 152, and then it was already back up literally days later, and it never went back down. So an item like the blue phosphor actually never really saw a drop off at all. There was like a day or two where this thing dropped off, and then it just went back up, and you can see all time the blue phosphor has just like never really slowed down. Yeah, it dips a little bit here, and then it goes back up, and then it's exploded in price since then. So not every skin gets totally crushed by operations, but it does seem like most of them don't do that well. We do have stuff like the MP9 Army Sheen, again, like filler skins, trade up skins, whatever, where this thing was like 17 cents before, dropped down to 15 cents, and just kind of goes down as the operation goes on. So it doesn't seem like, you know, filler skins are necessarily a good opportunity to buy the dip during these operations. Yes, they do increase over time, but they're not like specifically great opportunities to buy the dip during the operations or anything like that. I don't know why I have two of those here. What about capsules? Capsules, it also does seem like see a nice little dip. Yes, this is RMR, and people don't really like RMR, so it's not the best, but RMR capsules were about 39 cents before the operation. They dipped down to 32. They kind of rebounded, then they started to continue to crash. Could that be because RMR shit, or could it be due to the operation? Obviously, it seems like at least a little bit due to the operation since we saw this stuff on September 21st. And then you have Berlin, same type of thing here. This was $3.80 before the operation, and then it dips down to $2.21. It rebounds a little bit, but then continues to go down as the sale goes on as well. And then finally, I want to take a look at some older stickers, some older bordered stickers, items from Major, stuff like that, like the Cato 15 from Fnatic. And we can see here that not really much impacted, older, more rare items, more investor grade items, collector items, whatever. You can't really see too much of a drop off due to the operation. Yes, it went from $119 to 109, but then back up to 122, and doesn't really seem like it was impacted by the operation that much. So in general, again, I would say with most cheap-ish items, relatively priced items that aren't super old, super iconic, super collector, like cases, like agents, like stickers, stuff like that, it is probably going to see a drop-off when that operation starts, but that doesn't mean you should wait until the operation to buy any investments, because again, we don't know when the operation's coming, and we don't know if prices are going to go up in the meantime. Like just because prices drop down during an operation doesn't mean you're going to be getting them cheaper than right now. If the market goes up 10, 20, 30, 40, 50%, until the operation, and then stuff drops 10%, you're not getting a good deal compared to right now, and you don't even know when that operation is coming, because again, there's people who have been predicting a new operation since like September of 2023. We're now in April of 2024. We still haven't gotten anything, and they've been sitting on the sidelines while the market's actually been doing decently well so far in 2024 and is pointing in a lot of positive directions. But when that operation does come out, if you have some funds, if you have some things ready, if you're ready to go, I think you should always have cash on hand. I think you should always have cash on the side. If you have an opportunity to buy that dip, it seems like there will be a lot of great buying the dip opportunities out there. But again, even if you don't panic, don't sell low. It seems like prices will rebound in the long run, especially if the operation ends up being a good one, brings players into the game, brings investors in the markets. That's going to be a good thing in the long run. But again, we don't know if prices are going to drop for sure. Maybe the operation brings so many new players into the game that the markets stay up. Maybe the operation sucks and the markets go down and don't rebound. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But these are at least how some different item classes reacted to the last CSGO operation that we did have. But again, it's been a long time and a lot of things have changed. So it's definitely not like the letter of the law or anything like that. But that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Hopefully I catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.